Hey everyone, welcome back to Authentically Love. I'm your host, Ruthdatruthh. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about something that's fundamental to healthy relationships: communication. And that's going to be about whether you're dealing with your partner, your friends, your family. The way that you communicate can either strengthen or strain those relationships. Here on Authentically Love, where we live by our motto, where honesty meets heart and every truth empowers. Today we're going to be ruthlessly honest about the role that communication plays in building strong, lasting connections. Think about it. How often do conflicts happen because of a misunderstanding? Or because of a conversation? Maybe during that conversation you felt unheard. Maybe during that conversation you felt misinterpreted. Maybe, just maybe, you just wasn't getting the message. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about communication, healthy communication, why it's important, how you can improve it, and I'm going to walk you through some common scenarios that can help you and me practice what we're talking about. So, let's go and get into this, man. The importance of communication. Where's the topic? Is somewhere up here, right? Like the importance of communication and maintaining healthy relationships. First things first. Why is communication so important in maintaining healthy relationships? It's simple. Communication is the foundation to every relationship. And without it, misunderstandings, assumptions, and conflicts will happen. Here's something to think about. How many times have you found yourself upset, pissed off at the world because you done created a whole little scenario in your mind, right? And then you go talk to that person and you realize it was miscommunication. That happens a lot. And a lot of relationships go kapooey, go downhill, go bye-bye, finito, because of miscommunication. And that room for assumptions, because when you don't communicate clearly, you leave room for assumptions. And when you assume, you make an ass of yourself. And assumptions rarely lead to positive outcomes. I don't like making assumptions. I tell whoever I'm with all the time, please don't make me assume. Because if I gotta assume the scenarios that I done came up with, somebody gonna be in the grave, somebody gonna be in the jail, and somebody gonna be on a t-shirt. If I gotta assume, I'm assuming the worst case scenario, and I don't like that. So I try to have that transparency, have them vulnerable conversations to ensure that we are communicating effectively. And healthy communication, it also allows us to express our feelings. Like, it allows us to set boundaries and understand that person's perspective. Communication is just about finding that common ground and building trust. Like, to me, communication is so important. in a relationship, because it builds trust, like I just said, and it builds intimacy. It as your communication strengthens, your relationship strengthens, because you're able to be vulnerable. You're able to have open conversations. You're able to express yourself. You're able to have those boundaries. And if I can't talk to you as my person, as my friend, as my family member, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not the best person on the other end of that relationship if I can't communicate with you freely. If I have to sugarcoat myself and appease to you, I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm gonna be over here in my cut, chilling. If you want a strong relationship, communication has to be a priority. Like, that's numero uno. Communication, comprehension, and understanding. Okay? But strategies for improving communication. How can we improve our communication skills? Let's break down some practical strategies that you can use with your family, with your friends, with your partner, whoever. You can use these strategies that we're about to get into. The first one, be present in the moment. And one of the best ways to improve communication is being fully present when you're talking to someone. Like, that means putting your phone down, turning off distractions, focusing on a conversation. Like, you can't expect to have meaningful conversations if you have asking, you have listening. Me personally, in order for me to listen effectively, if I'm looking you dead in your face while you talking, 9 times out of 10, I am not listening. If I'm looking around, wondering, and my eyes is roaming and stuff while you talking to me, I'm taking in everything you saying. That's number one. But number two, if I'm on the phone with you, my hands have to do something. And if I know me, and I know that if I'm on the phone with somebody and I get on any social media, I know I am not listening, because I'm watching the video, I'm reading, I'm doing everything but paying attention to whatever they're talking about. So I play a game. It's a game where you just gotta make colors match. It's less thinking, but it's something that can keep my hands and my eyes occupied while I'm soaking in what you putting down. I'm gonna give you an example of being present in the moment. If your partner is telling you about their day and scrolling through social media, and you ain't giving them any of the attention that they deserve, right? So instead of pausing, making eye contact, and actively listening, you on your phone, not listening at the fuck all. And this gonna start an argument. This gonna start resentment. Like, this when they gonna start holding back how they feeling. That's when they stop being eager to talk to your ass, because your ass ain't fucking listening. Just doing the little small things. Not being on your phone. Maybe making eye contact and actively listening. That small shift can make a huge difference in your relationship. Another strategy that we can incorporate is using I statements. When communicating, especially during disagreements, it's so freaking crucial to avoid sounding accusatory. Using I statements helps express your feelings without blaming the other person. Like, I was dating somebody once upon a time, and we got to a point in our relationship where our communication was ass. Like, it was never the me and you versus the problem. It was me and her versus each other. You don't do this. You don't do that. And I counter it. Well, you don't never make me feel like da 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 da. You don't never. That's just switching blame. That's just pointing blame. And if both people is pointing blaming at the other, nobody's taking accountability. So if nobody's taking accountability, how you gonna resolve this issue? So instead of saying you never listen to me, try I feel unheard when I'm sharing something important. This way, you're communicating how you feel without putting the pressure on your other person to make them feel like they gotta be defensive. You get me? You smell me what I'm putting down? Because I hope you're taking notes at this point. Because that was a gem right there. Because a lot of us, me personally, I am guilty. Just like last week, I was arguing with my girlfriend. And I'm telling her, you the whole time. I just felt some type of way. Because she ain't making enough time for me. and I'm creating a whole bunch of problems. And she had to sit my little ass down and get me together. Number 3 is my personal favorite of the strategies, and that's being clear and direct, because vagueness is the enemy of good communication. Let's be real. If you're not clear about what you want, how you feel, that other person ain't got nothing else better to do but to guess and assume. And as stated before, when you assume, you make an ass of yourself, and that just leads to other misunderstandings. So, an example, instead of saying I'm fine, everybody say I'm fine, I'm okay, when you really not. Be honest, be real. Like, this is where emotional intelligence came into play. If you haven't watched last week's episode, you need to watch it, because this is where you need to know what you're feeling, why you're feeling. This is where you need to know yourself, because when you know yourself, you're able to say, I'm feeling overwhelmed right now. I need some support. You're clear, you're specific, and it gives that person a chance to respond appropriately. Like, they don't have to respond from a defensive perspective. Because everybody always want to be so quick to be defensive. Like, you ain't even got to do all that. Another strategy, it's going to go over a lot of people's heads, but practicing active listening. Communication ain't just about speaking, man. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. If 2 people is talking at the same time, let me say this now. If 2 people is talking at the same time, ain't nobody being heard. I'm telling you now. Because how can you both hear if both of y'all is talking, first of all? Active listening is not just about waiting for your turn to talk. It's not about just listening to respond. It's about listening so you can comprehend. It's about listening so that you can understand their perspective. It's about listening so that you can really hear what the other person is saying. That way there's no assumptions. And this is the oldest one that we didn't been taught in elementary school. Repeat back what you've heard so that you can make sure that you understood correctly. I know for me personally, I don't always repeat back. I try to, for sure. But I got a short-term memory. I be trying to listen. I ain't gonna hold you. But if I hang on to every word you say, then baby, I'm not listening. But an example of practicing active listening, say your friend says, I've had a stressful day. You can respond with something like, let me think. It sounds like you've been under a lot of pressure. Do you want to talk about it? This shows that you're not only listening, but that you care. Empathy goes a long way. If you made it to this part in this show, thank you. Question: what's one area in your life where communication can improve? Is it with your partner? Is it with your friends? Or is it with your family, your colleagues, your spirit team, the God? And what's one strategy that you think can help you improve out of the 4? Which one will you choose? This is the time where you get to type in. Hold up now. Let's get practical real quick, because I want to show a few common communication scenarios, and I also want to show how these strategies can be applied to real life situations. So, scenario number 1 is a partner who's distracted. The situation, you've been trying to have a meaningful conversation, but your partner is glued to their phone. The old approach is saying, you never have attention for me. You never give me attention. You never pay me attention. The improved approach would be, I feel disconnected when we're talking and you're on your phone. Can we set aside some time to talk without distractions? Me personally, this is something that I'm going to start utilizing more, because my first instinct is, you don't ever pay me no attention. Give me some attention. Or I will start a whole argument because I want some attention. And that's not healthy. I'm a work in progress. So I will be incorporating this scenario. The second scenario will be a friend who cancels last minute. The situation, your friend cancels plans for the 3rd time in a row, and now you pissed off. The old approach, you flake, you calling them all types of fucking names, and you telling them how they don't ever pop out, they don't ever hold their word, they keep canceling. I ain't never gonna plan with nothing never again with your ass again, because you don't know how to keep your plans together. Because listen, I understand, I've been there. That's not healthy. What you can say, the new and improved approach will be, I understand things come up, but I feel disappointed when our plans change at the last minute. Can we try to reschedule with more time in advance, with more notice next time? I do not like last minute changes. I really like change at all, but I know that that's inevitable, so it's something that I got to deal with. Last minute changes will be the quickest way to piss me off. I'm working on my attitude. Scenario number 3 is a family member that's being passive aggressive. I know y'all got some of them because I do too. Alright, the situation will be your family member keep making passive aggressive comments because you don't never visit. The old approach is, man, you always make me feel guilty because I don't want to come, or because when I come there, I don't have the time. The improved approach is, I've noticed you've been making comments about me not visiting. I would love to spend time together, but it's been hard for me with my schedule. Let's plan a time that works for the both of us. Or let's plan a time where you can come visit me. Because, it goes both ways. Why should I have to always come visit you? So, for you that is watching and you made it this far, using the scenarios, using the real life approaches, think about the last argument or disagreement that you had. How might have things gone differently if you use one of these strategies? Put your comments, put your answer in the box down below. This is where you get the typing and doing what you need to do, because I want you to reflect on that. And I want you to let me know how it worked for you. Because I'm not just telling y'all this shit. I'm doing it. This is a journey for you, me, and we. We on this together. We ride together, we die together. But I'm probably not gonna die with you, because I'm gonna probably die by myself. But yeah, put your reflective comment down below, please, and thank you. Thank you so much for watching this far. We've covered a lot today, and if there's one thing that you take away from this episode, it's that effective communication is a skill. It can be learned, it can be practiced, and it can be strengthened. And the key to it is being intentional and being open. Open your mind, open your heart, open your body, open your soul. Maybe in that order. But be intentional, be open, and whether it's with your family member, your friend, your lover, whoever, the way that you communicate matters. I guess we're going to just go ahead and conclude this episode for today's episode of Authentically Love. I hope these strategies help you on your journey to becoming a better communicator, because the more that we improve how we talk to each other, the stronger our relationships will be. Next week, we're going to be diving even deeper into the art of communication with an episode on the art of active listening. And it's all about learning how to truly hear what that other person is saying, because communication is beyond just the words. As always, remember, where honesty meets heart and every truth empowers, keep being unapologetic, authentic, and intentional with your communication. If you've enjoyed this episode, please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a review. Everything is welcomed. For more resources, you can check out our Facebook page, Authentically Love. The link is down below. And you can also take the emotional intelligence quiz. And shout out to Kente for the dope music. Until next time, peace out.